Hey everybody. All right, this is the January and February cool down for Defy Aging. Again, I'm going to keep this at just internal for the coaches so I can zip through it so we won't send this out to clients. Okay, first thing, overhead chest stretch. So I always do the first couple standing so their heart rates are still coming down, blood flow is still coming down or slowing down. And we don't want to get down on the floor yet. So really simple, really basic, just pressing the arms behind the head, bringing the arms behind the head, pressing the head back. Kind of open up the elbows a little. There's not really a super right or wrong form for this. Some people who have tighter shoulders might kind of be more like this. Over the 8 weeks, that's why we do these for 8 weeks, we want them to be able to start to open this up, right? It's a chest stretch. So ideally, it's a contraindication to for seniors, especially to link the fingers, especially when you're in the cool down. We don't want the blood flow to get restricted at all. So cue them to kind of, I like to grab my hand, my wrist like this. They can, I don't know what they can do. No, that's probably not a good idea. Maybe grabbing the wrist is the only good way to do it. But anyway, open up the elbows, kind of leaning the head back a little. That feels really good. It just feels really, really good. I think it's a great one that you're already opening up the chest, helping the lungs to expand. So hopefully it'll help them slow their breathing down a little bit too. No modification needed for that. Rear delt stretch, that's for 30 seconds. Rear delt stretch, super back to basics on this one, just stretching the rear delt. So pulling the arm across. Okay. Couple, not a huge deal, but I've heard not to grab the elbow joint because it kind of forces an overextension or a hyperextension. So they should either grab the forearm below the elbow, or if they're flexible enough, I like to kind of just hold it like this with the back of my wrist. Whatever. That one's 20 seconds each side. Okay. Then this one we've done in the past. Some people can get it, some people can't. Because it's a single leg hamstring stretch. For us in the industry, the professionals, we can do this without putting a ton. I'm not using this leg that much right now because I'm hinged so far forward. This is the leg I'm stretching, right? But people seem to think of it like they squat down like this and hold. Then this leg is crazy. I'm doing like a single leg wall sit, isometric squat hold. So let's really work on trying to coach and cue and educate them how to do this one properly. So one leg out, on the heel, straighten the leg, and then we're not bending this knee anymore. We're simply sticking the butt back and hinging forward and down. Maybe just tell them like a deadlift. Think of like a deadlift, right? Now take one leg while you're in that deadlift and put it out here. I don't know. So you might have to remember the cool down should be guided, just like the workout. So you might have to go around and make some corrections and help them if someone's like, oh, this one is so tiring on my leg. It really kind of shouldn't be. Okay. I mean, it is a little bit. Another way you can do it though, so people that either just can't do it or they're having trouble, you can lean into you get the gist. Can't really see my whole body, but they can lean into a wall and do it. Then they can rest on their leg, whatever. If needed, for anyone, if you have a knee replacement or something that legit, the knees just won't allow that stretch to happen, or they really just can't grasp the concept of it, have them sit and do a seated hamstring stretch. But you have to be really towards the edge of whatever you're sitting on. If you're back too far, you can't straighten out the leg. So they should be scooted way up to the edge. So that was a long explanation for one thing. So we've done 3 standing ones. Now we're on the floor. Bring my camera down a little bit. Cobra stretch, even though I'll have to pop up to show some modifications. Cobra. Okay. They can start by coming up to the forearms. For a lot of people, this might be enough in the lower back. They can start by putting the arms straight out a little bit, lifting up. And the more flexible they get, the more they get used to the stretch, they can actually come all the way up. But watch the shoulders. I guarantee they're all going to be doing that. See my shoulders? Or even if they're out here, they're going to be doing this. So educate, cue them, drop those shoulders, lengthen your neck right here. And again, they can just start on the forearms like this, start getting their back used to this. For anyone that can't get onto the floor, we do have some participants who can't get onto the floor. Did I say cat-cow? Yeah, incline cat-cow, same as the option for child's pose. in the beginning. So drop the head, tuck the hips under, look the head forward, flatten the back, pop the hips out. So what they'll do for the cool down in cat cow, I like to like hold it for a long time. So a big exhale here and a big inhale here. You can cue them to hold each position for like 3 to 5 seconds. It'll feel pretty good. 2 more. Foam roller. I'm going to start adding foam rollers, 1 or 2 foam roller things in to every cool down because I want them to get a little bit of mix of both. So the 2 that we're going to do for this cool down is something, yes. Typically I want to do a traditional foam rolling and then more of a relaxation foam rolling. Like last cool down had the longitudinal lying stretch for the relaxation. Standard upper back for the first one. Okay, they can rest their head in their hands. You only want to go upper back down to middle back. You don't want to go lower than your rib cage because there are a few floating ribs that aren't supported. If you go too low, or I'm really going for my sweatshirt hood. Anyways, if you go too low and you roll over those floating ribs, there's a little bit of risk of injury there. You never want to roll your lower back. I've had 2 NITA foam rolling workshops and they have both said that. Don't roll the lower back. So just the mid to upper back, nice and slow. I don't know if this will work for people that can't get onto the floor. I actually didn't try it yet, even though I did put it in the template. I think a foam roller on the, you might have to help them get it in position. I think it should work. Yeah, they can just kind of go up and down the roller on the wall. It's not great. It's not nearly as much pressure as on the floor, but it works. Or you can come up with something. Ooh, the cross ball. For people that can't get onto the floor, I think this will be more beneficial. Have them put it wherever they need it. Oh yeah, definitely. I think all the clubs have lacrosse balls, so that can be your modification for that one. And then the final cool down is the sub-occipital. Sounds creepy and gross. It's the back of your head. Not really. It's like, you can't reach behind your head. It's right below your skull bone where it gets a little mushy between like your skull and then kind of your neck. So it's that little mushy spot. The sub-occipital. Learned this at a foam rolling workshop too, and I loved it. Okay. So, so you're not on your neck, not just on your head. You're again right at the base of the skull. So you should, the foam roller should fit in the curvature of the neck like perfectly. You want to slightly tuck your chin down. That kind of spreads out or opens up that sub-occipital region a little bit better. And then you just do very small 1 to 2 inch turns side to side. You don't do a full side to side like this because every time you turn all the way, you're hitting your skull bone right behind your ears. We want to stop before that. So it's a really subtle turn. Again, tucking the chin into the chest. If you close your eyes and relax into that one, that feels so good. Try it yourself. So that one, we're going to, both the foam rolling ones, 30 to 60 seconds. Okay. One thing I want to stress is for both, for Defy, especially for the warm up and the cool down, please don't rush through them and do minimal reps of things, having them go fast, cutting things out. Yes, they're long, but in all, I've had so much training in senior fitness over the years. I have senior fitness certification, lots of workshops, lots of courses. It is so important. A warm-up's important for everyone in a cool down, but even more so important for this population. It should take a majority of their workout. When I used to teach silver sneakers, they wanted us to do like a 10-minute cool down with focused breathing and slow, relaxing movements. And anyway, long story short, just please don't like zip through these. Try to really get the full warm up and cool down for the better benefit of our Defy people. All right, thanks guys.